Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we start with the topics that I have for you today, I would like to let you know that tonight, 8 p.m. Warsaw time, 11 a.m. California, Seattle time, I have a live stream with the one and only Andrei Martyanov. So those of you who have time and are interested in hearing Andrei's very on point opinions about the current events, especially in regards to situation with Russia and Ukraine, please tune in. The link is already attached in the community page, also on my locals community as well, and you can see it on the main page of the channel under live category. So what do I have for you today, guys? Something about nuclear weapons, some words from the one and only Sergei Lavrov, and an update about the fires that have been taking place in Poland during the last weekend especially. We had about 5 fires as I'm aware of, but I will be mainly addressing the one in Warsaw, which is quite controversial, I would say. And I know some of you already are aware of it, but I think it's a very shady situation with what's going on with this. So let me start with Sweden actually. Sweden and nuclear weapons. Sweden is ready to deploy weapons in case of war. I came across this article, so let me read you. This is very new, few hours ago actually, I think like from yesterday. The Prime Minister of Sweden, Ulf Kristersson, has raised the possibility of hosting nuclear weapons in the country in case of war, citing Expressen, I believe some Swedish newspaper. In the event of war, quoting now the Prime Minister of Sweden, in the event of war, it's an entirely different matter. If the worst happens, democratic countries in our part of the world, of course, must be able to defend themselves against countries that might threaten to use nuclear weapons, Kristersson said. I know I have a lot of viewers from Sweden because very often you leave the comments and I appreciate it very much. So let me continue with this and then some thoughts. He added that Sweden, entire NATO membership and all Swedish defense are aimed at preventing such a situation. Again, quoting him, if Ukraine were a NATO member, it wouldn't have come under attack from Russia. I mean, okay. So they're gonna sacrifice Sweden too? It looks like that's the plan. I don't think it's gonna happen, but pretty obvious. If Ukraine were a NATO member, it wouldn't have come under attack from Russia. I actually think that Ukraine, even though it's not a NATO member, is being treated as if it already is a NATO member, because NATO is absolutely supporting this project and contributing in this operation. So officially or not, kind of is to me. Like, why you even want to be officially a member if you already are acting like you are in it? So on that note, about the attacks, from TASS, also from yesterday, May 13th, the best diplomat in the world, not just in my opinion, Mr. Sergei Lavrov, who, as you know, is the foreign minister of the Russian Federation, he said if the West wants to resolve the conflict in Ukraine on the battlefield, let it be on the battlefield. According to Lavrov, the Istanbul negotiations were Russia's latest attempt, quoting now Mr. Lavrov, to extend trust and show goodwill despite multiple past deceits on the part of the West. And we were misled again. So they forced us to fight, Lavrov concluded. Well, let me actually think where we're going. We might go this way, up there. So, like he said, if the West wants to resolve the conflict in Ukraine on the battlefield, let it be on the battlefield. At the end of the day, when you look at all of this, it's absolutely disgusting to me how zero value life has for them. But they feed on this. They feed on fear, sacrifice, human blood, and harvesting the souls. So let's go into the topic of fires in Poland. On Sunday, we had very big fire in Warsaw. And I'm gonna read you details about this fire, how this actually looked like, what were the losses. And as I heard that it was such a big fire and there was so much smoke that people were actually taking out of their closets the Schmovit masks and putting them on, which in this case, you know, this kind of makes sense because the smoke was so intense. But on Sunday, hall in Warsaw had 12 teams of firefighters and 45 firefighters involved in the extinguishing the hall. So what is this? What was this place about? Because it no longer exists. Let me tell you exactly. This was on Marywinska Street, Marywinska 44. Interesting, 44, like the title of my book that Amazon deleted, my novel. On Sunday at 3:30 a.m. a fire broke out in shopping center at Marywilska Street, in Warsaw, where over 1,400 shops and services were located. So imagine like you have this huge hall and you have all of those merchants, and I will give you actually the nationalities of those merchants in a second. Let me sit down. This is pretty cool place. Very historic it looks like. Just wonder why the cross is upside down. Here we go. Pay attention to the details. So guys, Vietnamese merchants, apart from Polish and Turkish, constituted, so they were there, they were not there on Sunday, but that was the place for their businesses. But Vietnamese, some Polish and Turkish, the most numerous groups operating on that street. As the spokesman emphasized, his compatriots lost their personal belongings, but also their jobs. There are plus or minus 2,000 owners of commercial pavilions, how you put the accent, and employees. However, adding their families, who have also been deprived of their livelihood, it is a much higher number. Let me give you some more details and then I tell you what the president of Warsaw said in regards to this. One second, here. Actually, no, let's go straight to the president of Warsaw. Rafał Trzaskowski, who is the president of Warsaw, was asked, will the city of Warsaw help the merchants from this street, Marywilska 44, that hall that is completely burnt? And he said that the city has no possibilities to support merchants in such a situation. We can advise on work and talk about the terms of the lease, but it is not up to us to decide whether to rebuild this place. He also denied information that a development was to be built in the place of the burnt hall. So guys, here, it's interesting how they were creating this narrative. I mean, first and foremost, it used to be the saying, all roads lead to Rome. Recently, all roads lead to Moscow, in their opinion, right? So, I don't know exactly who did this. Well, I would say the damage, it's absolutely severe and is huge. Those people, the families of those 1,400 pavilions, those people who run it, will be affected absolutely 100%. But is this done to put a new complex there and there will be someone who will benefit from this, or is this done to blame Russia again? Because we have a new article that says, is Russia behind a series of fires in Poland? Because this was not the only fire lately. There were in total about 5 fires, as I just mentioned, during the weekend. So is Russia behind a series of fires in Poland? Cannot be ruled out. The prosecutor's office has opened an investigation into the fire at 44 Maryliska Street. At this stage, the prosecutor's office cannot rule out any reason, admitted Adam Bodnar, who is the Minister of Justice, when he was asked whether it was possible to speak of deliberate actions in this case. So who do you think did it? Maybe it has something to do with Poland voting pro-Palestine? What do you think? I just leave it there. So, 3 comments of the day. Actually, do I have 3? Yes, I have 3 comments today. Couldn't find the name of this person. It just gives me like a YouTube name. I was disappointed and surprised that Hungary voted against a Palestinian state. But how dare anyone from Israel criticize the UN after the total and continuous contempt it has shown for decades? Actually, you've mentioned this, that I have forgotten to mention, that Hungary was one of the countries that voted against Palestine during that voting in the United Nations and General Assembly. The second comment is from _method. Kind of hard to support people who think they are far superior and more important than any other human being on this planet. Very good comment, thank you so much. And the last comment I decided to read because it's very, very kind, very sweet, and someone who actually just became a supporter of my channel, and I appreciate this very much when you support me as well on my channel, becoming the supporter. So let me read this comment from Pasha. Hi Anya, please read my text message. Okay, I'm reading your text message, Pasha. I've been following you. My mom is Russian, my father is Ukrainian. I live in the United States about 35 years. I follow your channel. The hard work that you do is very appreciated. People will enjoy your channel and they will follow you. You are the best, honest and sincere. Unfortunately, not too many people will be able to do your job because it does not feel their narrative. But you do have guts and you don't care who would think that you are a traitor. And let me make it clear, you are the one that nobody would like to, you're doing the job that nobody would like to take because everybody is against that. I mean, in the United States and somewhere around the world. There are some mistakes here, but you get the point. We are Slavic people. You're bringing the correct information. Keep doing your job. More people will join you, will join your channel, and they will be all grateful for what you've done. Pasha, thank you so much for your comment. I have to tell you that I don't think about what I'm doing this way. I don't think it's that grandiose, or how you say this in English, but I think it's important to bring a little bit insider perspective on the events of Poland that is very hard to find. And again, maybe it's better that I'm not a political expert or I'm not a geopolitical analyst or military expert, because I have just very different way of looking at things as a regular person, regular citizen. But I appreciate comments like this one very much. All of your comments, guys, I read them all. So with this being said, as always, you find the links to the articles that I read you down below in the description box. Also, if you would like to join me on Locals, you can join me there. You can become the supporter as well. You have my mailing list, Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram. More travels coming very soon, very soon. And you have the fundraiser for my move to the R country, you know, I cannot really mention. And hit dislike if this video brings you any value. And tell me what you think about the fire. I'm very curious about your thoughts on this fire. Who did it? Who did it and why they did it? Maybe before I leave and end this video, I tell you one of the reasons why they did it. It's pretty simple. It's because they don't want people to use cash anymore. They want to destroy the small independent businesses, because that was the entire livelihood of those people. I actually listened to some interviews with some merchants, some Vietnamese merchants, who were absolutely devastated. So yeah, that's how you destroy. And then let's go to Amazon, everyone, right? Let's go to Amazon and other places. I don't want to say bad words about Amazon. I don't want to curse on this channel, not yet at least, but you know what I think about Amazon. So hit dislike, leave the comments, share the video, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free of charge and it helps the channel very much. Join me tonight for the live stream with the one and only Andrei Martyanov. Looking forward to connect with Andrei again. And with this being said, guys, have a wonderful day, lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye everyone.